All right, everyone, we are here and we are diving into automation with a program called n8n, which is essentially a spin off of something similar to Zapier, if you're familiar with that. Basically, it allows you to connect different APIs, different apps, and it's kind of marketed as a no code editor. So you're able to put things together, set up API connections, get their credentials, and then you can have automated workflows that take care of certain tasks. So, what I'm going to do today is walk you through the first workflow, which n8n provides as part of their tutorial setup. So this is what the final project looks like. It's going to be a trigger. We're going to set it up to a NASA API. We're going to set an if statement, and then we're going to have a post bin module handling the true outcomes, and we're going to have a post bin model handling the false outcomes. Create a workflow. So this brings up our basically blank canvas, which we're working from. So for the first step, what we're going to do is set up our trigger, and it's going to be a schedule trigger. And what it's telling us is to set it from days to weeks, have a 1 in between, select Monday at 9 a.m. Then back to canvas. So we've got our trigger schedule set up. So we're going to add a node, search for NASA, and then get the donkey solar flare, which is right here. Now I already set up my NASA account here, NASA API, but if you didn't, what you would have to do is go to the NASA Generate API. I'll put the link in the description. API key. So you fill in this information, and then it'll give you the API key for your NASA setup, and then you just put it into the credentials here. Copy and paste, and then once you do, it'll automatically select the NASA account. So add a field and then a start date. We go to expressions and open this up, and it's going to give us a key to input, and this will limit the amount of the date it starts from. So we've got this, we can exit out. Now we're going to test step, and bravo, we've got some data. The 11th of April 2025, the 11th of April 2025. So it's happening in the last 7 days here. We are going to go back to Canvas. We're going to add another node, search for the if statement, and we are looking for the class type data from our last node, which we're being fed into here. So string contains, which is a value type that it's going to search for. A test out. Node executed successfully. So everything came to the false branch, it looks like. But everything is running. We're going to go back to the canvas. We can recenter things. And we're going to look for post bin. Send a request is what we're going to do. So what you do here is you go to post bin, create a bin, and then copy this bin number. And I'll put the link for the bin in the description for you guys. So we put the bin number in the bin number, and then we can test it. Node executes successfully. Add this message to the expression. So we're looking for class type, which is from the NASA mode. And then we'll just copy and paste this. So we are set up here. We can return back to canvas. We can duplicate this node and pull it over for the connection. Our workflow and see if it's working. So you see it's running through. 25 items came through the false of the if statement. And then if we refresh our post bin, we've got our data coming through here being logged. So we're getting solar flare reports. So we're getting solar flare reports from NASA, and then we're putting it through an if statement. And if it is the highest level of report, which is X, then it'll be true. If it's anything less than the highest level, which is the first 4 levels, it'll go to false. That's why all of our items are falling under false under this case, because it's very rare that you get the highest level of a solar flare. And what's happening here is it's displaying all the data that NASA is sending us through the API. So this is all of the data that's being fed through to us automatically. So you can just imagine what you can do with the power to set up APIs and then use logic to handle these API data that's being fed in. This is the foundation of the program of how it works. Once we get into adding AI into this automated process, then the expectations just go through the roof in terms of what we can do with the data. So this is the first video and intro to your first workflow with n8n. I am Peter Linton with Straightforward Digital Strategy. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions.